Hello everybody and welcome to the Boxing Locker. I am Matt Goddard, former professional boxer, now boxing coach. And today in this video, I'm going to take you through an eagerly awaited topic, something that a lot of people have asked me about and something that I'm actually going to do another video on at a later date with the fighter, specifically with me. Just waiting on organising that with the aforementioned fighter. But for now, this video is on how to box short, aggressive fighters if you are the taller, rangier fighter, okay? Now, I get asked these kind of questions all of the time on Instagram and TikTok, and it seems to be a subject that that people really struggle with. How do you box a taller guy? How do you box a shorter guy? What techniques do I use? How do I stop them getting in close? How do I stop them holding me off with the jab? So I'm just going to take you through a few very, very simple methods of stopping an aggressive, shorter fighter getting inside your range, okay? So first and foremost, okay, lining up a little bit more bladed with the upper body. So rather than letting myself be square standing here, I want to blade my body a little bit more, okay? By blading the body, I don't give them exposure to the chest. If I give them my chest and they can get their head in here, they can work to either side of me and throw punches. If I'm more bladed, the nearest they can get is to my side. That enables me to keep punching my right hand and push off and rotate and move however I choose from there. I can easily pivot off laterally. So if I'm here, they come in straight, I turn out, I'm out the way. They come in straight, I sweep and I'm out the way. If I stand like this and I go to turn, my body is still exposed. By being a bit more bladed, you can make a real difference, okay? So I point that lead shoulder at the target all the time. Now, the second tip is the lead hand. Same thing, from that bladed position, I need that lead hand working, okay? Lead hand working all the time. So I pump it out, I fill the gap, I touch low, I touch high, extending that shot out all the time. I don't want to be shortening the punch, I want that extension. Let it push me back as I land. Do whatever I have to do to keep them on the end of that punch. Frame it out there, use it like a post, hold it out there, boom. Don't let them come within it. Within that, there's something else that's really ultra important, and this is something I tell my own fighters all the time. If you're boxing someone short, you can presume they're going to be trying to evade your shots to come in, okay? It's very rare they're going to march forward straight in because they'll be being pinged with jabs all day. So they're going to be trying to move their head. Fundamentally, it's very, very exposing if you aim for the head all the time, because if I'm aiming up here and my opponent is dropping here, coming in, I'm going to find myself missing more dramatically. So we aim for the chest and the throat, okay? Don't aim for the chin, don't aim for the nose, aim for the throat. Now, if I aim my punch here at throat height, okay, my head has got much further to go to get out of the way. And even if I do make it miss with my head, it's gonna hit me around here. That hurts. It's also very, very difficult to walk through, okay? If I'm being aggressive coming in here, it's gonna be hard for me to keep moving forward because I've got to get through that punch. It's driven straight into my chest, pull my lungs in, blowing a bit of air out of me. I've got to be tough, I've got to be strong to get through that. Even if I am, you're only going to take so many of them through the course of a fight. Bam, straight into that chest, right into the sternum, flatten that down, beat the air out of their lungs. Massive, massive effectiveness to that, and it will really slow the opponent down. It will really stop them just marching in without reason, without intent. The other thing is short, sharp counters. You don't need to try and bang these people out with every punch. So I'm in that position, I'm using all my jab, whoop, back in position as they're getting close. They step around, turn off, bam. Just keep hitting them, stay relaxed. You don't want to overcommit. You want to be defensively responsible. So by staying sharp, keeping everything smooth, making sure I'm in that position I talked about, picking short, sharp counters, you're going to hit them more and you're going to stay defensively responsible, which means you're going to be picking up points, landing, scoring shots, progressively doing more and more damage, and you're not going to be tiring yourself out, okay? These kind of fights, high pressure fights that are aggressive, short, pummeling in, trying to throw as many shots as they can, a lot of what they rely on is their fitness, is their ability to outwork you and tire you by landing lots of shots. If you're staying relaxed and smooth, they're going to find it difficult. A really good example of this was Shakur Stevenson against Oscar Valdez. Shakur is one of my favorite boxers because he's so patient, so composed, and so organized. And just by jabbing and moving his feet, he kept Valdez under control from the beginning of that fight to the very end. And it was a whitewash, an exceptional boxer who uses exactly the methodology that I'm talking about here, especially because at super featherweight, he's going to be bigger than most guys. So that's the primary thing. So I stay more bladed. I use that left hand straight. and I aim down. Another important thing to remember is not to forget going to the body, okay? If you aim low, it's almost impossible for a shorter fighter to defend that. Drop low. The key is to time things so that as I'm landing those shots, I'm not exposing myself too much to short counters. So I'm trying to be quick and snappy and back in position, quick and snappy and turning off, creating a new angle, making sure I stay in bladed. I pop out that jab as they come in back and then turn out, landing to the body, whipping out. Sap their energy, slow them down, get them heavy footed. All of a sudden, they're not finding it so easy to get within the range and inside that jab. And then you've taken away that pressure. It becomes an easy game for you. And then you start keeping it long, landing combinations, picking your counters when they try and come back. And the fight is yours to win or lose as you so choose. So there we have it, guys. Top tips for facing shorter, aggressive pressure fighters. Bladed, turn your stance. So normally I would box here. I'm still at 45 degrees, but if that guy gets into my chest in here, that opponent I'm boxing gets in there, I'm messed up, yeah? So I turn here, I give them this side of my body. By being more bladed, they're gonna be trying to get round in front of me, so they've got more options for shots. I can use this rear hand to defend. One other thing I should mention, that I've got to mention, weight should be 60-40 on the back foot. If I sit that weight back, they've got to get inside my front foot. I can keep it there, 60-40, so my hips are central, my shoulders sat back. Now as they're coming in, I can pick my punches and turn out, and I manage range. So if I want to stop them coming in, I go in and then back. And I've created a massive amount of space in which I can fill it with combinations or with head movement. So 60-40 on the back foot, 60-40 on the front foot. Sit your weight back, stay defensive, nice and long, bladed, okay? So tip number one, bladed. Tip number two, fill the space with that lead hand. It doesn't always have to be a stiff jab. Drive it in there, touch it. Go low, double it, put it out there and post it. The third thing is aim for the throat and the chest. Stop aiming at the head. If you aim at the head and they move, it's going to go there and you're going to be exposed. Aim at that chin and chest, right down into the neck. You aim in there, much, much harder for them to make you miss. Forces them to be more upright, and then the punches land even easier. The next thing is making sure I am, what was the next thing? 60-40, weight sat back, there was another thing. And the last thing was short, relaxed combinations and counters. Okay, so when I'm hitting them, don't try too hard, but then you're back in position. See how quick my hand's back, back in. Yeah, turn out, back. Everything's nice and relaxed and snappy. Don't tense up. Don't engage in a war. You don't want to engage in a war with them kind of fighters because that's where they want you. That's what they need. They need you to open up and expose yourself so that all of the opportunities arise for them. The more composed and organized and the more alert and aware you are, the easier it will be for you to control the pace of the fight, control their pace, slow them down, take them to pieces and win the fight. So there we have it, guys. Top tips, all done. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to let me know any questions you have about anything in the comments below. I am going to do a more detailed version of this video in the future with the fight that I mentioned, a shorter, more aggressive fighter. But we're trying to arrange a date to get that set in stone so that we can actually get some content recorded. But it will be there soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out all the rest of my content, find me on all the social media platforms. For those of you that already follow me on Instagram, TikTok, but don't subscribe on YouTube, please do, because it really helps. I'm trying to grow my YouTube page a lot more, so I appreciate all of you that have taken the time to subscribe. Have a wicked day, and I'm sorry for blabbering on as always.